Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. In this presentation, I will be focusing the profitability ratio of two companies over the year 2023 and 2024. This is our table of content. Okay, I will be focusing on four key ratios. Let's begin by looking at ROE first. You can see company one saw its ROE increase slightly, indicating steady growth in how effectively it used shareholders' equity to generate profit. But in contrast, company two experienced a decline in ROE. You can see suggesting a weakening ability to generate profit from equity. Now, while company two still maintain a higher ROE overall, the downward trend is a point to watch. Moving on, let's discuss about return on assets (ROA). Company one improved its ROA, showing better efficiency in use its assets to generate income. But company two saw a slight decline, indicating stable but lower efficiency compared to company one. And this highlights that company one has been more effective in utilizing its assets. Okay, now let's look at the profit margin. Company one demonstrated impressive growth in its GPM, rising in 2024, which indicates strong cost control and its increased ability to retain revenue after covering production costs. Look at company two. On the other hand, saw a slight decrease over the same period, reflecting stable profitability but lower overall retention of revenue compared to company one. With such a significant difference in GPM, it's clear that company one is more effective at managing cost and pricing power. Finally, let's turn to the net profit margin. See, company one's NPM improve, indicating better overall expense control, leading to increased profitability. Company two experienced a marginal decline in NPM, reflecting a slight decrease in the portion of revenue left as profit after covering on expenses. From these figures, it's evident that company one not only manages its overall expense more effectively, but it's also more profitable than company two. In conclusion, while company two still outperform in return on equity, demonstrating higher returns for its shareholders, company one shows stronger results in ROA, GPM, and NPM, making it more effective in using its assets and controlling its costs. These factors indicate that company one has better overall profitability and maybe a more attractive option for investors looking for steady long-term growth.
Moving on to asset efficiency ratio, we have discussed about the asset turnover ratio. Company one shows an improvement in its asset turnover ratio from 1.12 to 1.19. This means that in 2023, for every dollar of assets, the company generated 1.12 in sales, and this improved to 1.19 in 2024. The increasing trend indicates better asset management and efficiency in generating revenue. Company two has a much higher asset turnover ratio than company one in both years, indicating that it is more efficient in using its assets to generate revenue. However, the ratio has declined, showing a decrease in efficiency over time. Moving on to the times inventory turnover. Company one's inventory turnover is stable at 1.19 times for both years. This means that company one sells its inventory about once a year. Although it's stable, the ratio is relatively low, indicating that inventory is moving slowly through the system. Company two has significantly higher inventory turnover ratio compared to company one. It moves its inventory much faster, but there has been a slight decrease despite a small decline. Company two is still far more efficient in managing and selling its inventory. Next one, time debtors turnover. Company one has shown significant improvement in its debtor turnover, collecting payments from customers much faster in 2024. But the company two has a much higher debtors turnover than company one, suggesting it collects payments fast more efficiently. However, the ratio has decreased, indicating a slight decline in collection efficiency in 2024. About the time creditor turnover. Company one has a low creditor turnover ratio and is taking a long time to pay its suppliers. Company two has a much higher creditor turnover ratio, meaning it pays its supplier much more quickly than company two. However, the ratio has decreased slightly in 2024, suggesting that company two is taking a bit longer to pay supplier compared to 2023. Company two have a higher asset turnover in 2024, shows better efficiency in using its asset to generate revenue. The days inventory is slightly decreased, meaning the companies become more efficient in managing inventory. The company two have a lower asset turnover ratio and longer days inventory in 2024, suggests that the company is less efficient in using its asset compared to company one.
Now this is my part. Capital structure ratios. Look at the bar chart comparison between company 1 and 2 in 2023 and 2024. First is debt to assets ratio. You can see company 1 has a lower debt to assets ratio than company 2, indicating that company 1 relies less on debt to finance its assets compared to company 2. You can see in company one with 62%, while company two have 82%. Move on about equity ratio. Company one has a higher equity ratio than company two, suggesting that company one is more reliant on shareholders' equity to finance its operations. Debt to equity ratio. Company 2 has a significantly higher debt to equity ratio than Company 1, meaning Company 2 is using a lot more debt relative to its equity, implying a higher financial leverage. Finally, interest coverage ratio. Company 1 has a much higher interest coverage ratio, indicating it can cover its interest expense more comfortably than company 2.
Moving to my part, and my part will talk about liquidity ratio. Firstly, current ratio between 2023 and 2024 in both company for company one has a much higher current ratio in per year, around 1.79 to 1.84, indicating it's in a strong liquidity position. This means company one have a sufficient current asset to cover its current liability. How about trend between company one and company two? For company one, current ratio slightly improved from 2023 to 2024, showing a marginal increase in liquidity. And company two, current ratio remain a relative stable between 2023 and 2024 with a small increase, but it's still well below and indicating ongoing liquidity concern. Conclusion, company one is a much stronger financial position in terms of liquidity, as it constantly has a higher current ratio compared to company two, and which have a ratio below, suggesting it may face challenge in covering in short-term liability. And another one, it will be about quick asset ratio between 2023 and 2024 in both of company. For company one had a ratio of 0.66 to 0.70, meaning that even when inventory are excluded, the company can cover about 66% to 70%. A big current liability with a highly liquid assets It will include cash and receivable. How about trend? For company one, saw a slight improvement in its weak asset ratio from 2023 to 2024, indicating an increasing ability to meet its short-term obligation without relying inventory. And company two also saw a slight improvement, but its weak asset will remain quite low, suggesting it will face a liquidity challenge. In conclusion, based on liquidity alone, Company One appears to be the better choice as it have a stronger liquidity ratio and a better position to handle short-term obligation. And thank you.